Alright, I believe we will be on. I don't have Twitch chat with me, so I can't read it today, I'm afraid. How terrible. Hello, my name is Noops. This is Bioshock Infinite Burial at Sea Episode 1. Basically, Burial at Sea is a DLC where we go back to Rapture. We're going to start the game on hard difficulty because that's required for a death warp about halfway through the game. So, basically, if we're ready to start... I'm ready to start.
Just give me a countdown.
Yep, sweet. So I'm going to count you down from 3, and then when I say 1 will be me hitting enter to start the game, alright? So, in 3,
Yep.
2, 1. Alright, let's do it. So, for people who played Bioshock Infinite, you played as Booker DeWitt. At the end of the game, you find out there's a whole bunch of you, and your daughter is like in a bunch of different universes and stuff. Basically, now you're Booker DeWitt, but you're in Rapture, not in New York or whatever. To be honest, I played Bioshock Infinite twice, and I speedran it both times. I still haven't unlocked like half the the achievements for completing story sections of the game. Anyway, this is Booker DeWitt, and this is Elizabeth. But this is a Booker DeWitt who doesn't know Elizabeth for very specific story reasons. So coming up right now is the very first split of the game. My buddy Waffles does this as a split. That was the first split of the game. He splits on that cigarette. I don't know why, he just does. Anyway, so we're introduced to Elizabeth. Elizabeth is pretty, is the word debonair? I'm not entirely sure. But you know, she's mysterious. She knows her stuff. The first trick of this run is basically jumping over a railing, which doesn't sound as impressive as it, well, it isn't that impressive to be honest, but that's fine. So after we walk out of this door, it opens up and it's this big moment. We're in Rapture, not in Columbia or wherever else. This takes a long time, so sometimes people come over and they grab money here. It doesn't matter because you lose it when you die. It's really no big deal. We're just waiting for Elizabeth to stop talking right now. But the second we walk out, you will see that this is Rapture before Bioshock 1. And Rapture before Bioshock 1 is actually quite an idyllic place. We're going to run to the corner there and jump over the edge. You can't jump over the front because there is an invisible wall. And now we're basically just going to jump upstairs. We'll jump onto this railing because it's a bit quicker. We're not going to hug the wall too bad because if we jump onto that guy, we lose all our momentum. We jump up here, under here. Beautiful. Alright. So, there's not much to this actual opening segment of the game. It's literally just good movement. I'd also like to point out that I haven't practiced this because I did not get this accepted into the marathon. This is a very off-the-cuff moment right now. So now Elizabeth is going to talk about a bunch of stuff. It's really not that important. We'll go say hi to this guy. Hey, what's up? Good times? This is a hotel that we got kicked out of. This guy has nice dialogue, but we don't have enough time to actually hear it all. So Elizabeth is just going to talk for a while. And the elevators should open now. Beautiful. We hit this button. Okay. So we're going up to a shop floor. And you might see some similar looking masks. Familiar looking masks, I mean. If you have played Bioshock 1 and 2. This is all backstory. Sally is this little girl who we're trying to find. She's basically the MacGuffin of the plot. I'd be lying if she was particularly important. She's literally just a reason for Elizabeth to come say hi to us. And then we go running around doing jumping and shooting. Good times. So ignore those flashbacks. They're completely not important whatsoever. But we're going to run out of these doors. The second that we see that poof, we can run. Whoops, almost. That one. The second poof. And now we run out and around this way. And we want to say hi to Monsieur Cohen. So, that might be a name that you are familiar with if you are familiar with Bioshock lore. The answer to your question is yes. So we're not going to be allowed in because we don't have a particular mask that's very important for entry to this club. So in order to do that, this camera will pan very suggestively in a couple seconds to a large billboard. in about 2 or 3 seconds. Please pan. There, beautiful. The Artist Struggle, the Golden Rule, and Rapture Records. So we're going to go over to all of those shops and basically harass them to see if they have a mask. But we know, being speedrunners, that only one of them has the mask. So, that trick that I just did there is completely free because you can't go into this door until the dialogue actually appears. So basically, do it. If you fall off, you respawn. It really doesn't matter. This is going to be the quickest jewelry shop visit you'll ever see in your life. We say hello, please be nice to our friend, and we leave. Now, there is a jump up here that I can't do, so I'm going to go around these people instead. Jumping upstairs is like marginally quicker, but it's not that important. These doors are open for us, which is very nice. Sometimes they're closed and they take like a frame to open, so like minimal time saved. Love it. So this is John Lennon. He's back from the dead. He says, but of course, right away, and we spin around and leave him alone. And now, what we're going to do is come up these stairs, and we're going to jump off this corner, because Rapture Records is right here. I have a bad habit of going into Madame Versage's, which is the shop that is on the right there. Now, Rapture Records actually has the mask that we need. So we're going to wait for him to come up, and then, if we get this right, we're going to run and jump over him. I snagged on the pillar, which is not what I was supposed to do. The interact button is pretty far away. Beautiful. Okay, so we have the mask now. That was weird collision. And we're now going to come back and say hi to Mr. Cohen with a big long cutscene, which is a perfect time for some donations and chats about who we are. So we're going to do this. I forgot to hit enter. So we're going to do this, walk through a corridor, and then once we meet Mr. Cohen, that's a perfect time for donos. So if you are holding on to some donations in chat, now is the perfect time. So once we're inside this big white room, I'm going to turn around and jump backwards, because that is marginally quicker for reasons I don't particularly know or understand. I did some research to make the tutorial for this speedrun, which you can find on my YouTube channel, shameless self-plug. But we want to jump backwards through here because there is a giant light-up rabbit that, if we walk through forwards, actually stops us and turns us around, which is not convenient at all. Now, it is slightly quicker to walk backwards, so we're going to try and do that all the way down this spiral staircase. You can get stuck on that hand, but I managed not to. That person talking right now is Sandy Cohen, and he is having a fantastic time painting a dancing couple. So here they are. This is a rabbit. We can't interact with them until something important happens. Yes, this is a rabbit. All these people are hanging out. He's not happy that people are mocking his muse. So he's calling for Fitzpatrick's stick. And so once I interact with Sander, feel free to just read some donos, have chats about the RFDS, because this is just a long cutscene. No room in Rapture anymore for the artist.
So now's a good time?
And dono time.
Sure. So I'd just like to remind everybody watching what we're raising money for today. We're raising money for the Royal Flying Doctor Service, a charity that provides primary and emergency health services to people in remote and rural areas across Australia. If you'd like to donate, the link to do so is donate.ozspeedruns.com. And we have plenty of social media links, which I will post in the chat. So if you want to keep up to date about future Oz Speedruns events, then please join the Discord, follow us on Twitter, keep in touch. And yeah, there's plenty more where this came from.
Sweet as. So we're going to be instructed to dance in a couple seconds. And Fastbear loves to dance. So Fastbear's going to sit on my shoulder if I can balance him right. I don't even know if he's in frame, but we're gonna deal with it. Whoop, there he goes. So we can't leave because these people are blocking us. He's still talking. It's ridiculous. And then after this cutscene, there is like 2 seconds before it cuts to black, and because this run is prioritized with an in-game timer, it's a load removed auto splitter. It always adds 2 extra seconds to your runtime, even though you do absolutely nothing. It's so frustrating. But that's fine. Okay, there's an invisible wall here that we can't actually walk through currently. And here we are. Liz won't actually interact with us. She's got some nice glassy eyes. And then in about 2 seconds, we can clip onto this little bit, which is weird. I don't know why. Dance with me. She offers her hand, and then we press F, and we dance. So, now we dance. That's literally it. So they're basically talking about how Santa Cohen has definitely taken Sally and stuck her in a building full of splices. Spoiler alert, we're about to get stuck in a building full of splices. So we're gonna hang out and go do that. Fastbird's having a great time dancing. They still talk. The one thing that I dislike about this speedrun is the amount of cutscene there is to the rest of the game. Which, to be fair, is not a lot. But, like, I just want to, like, run around and do tricks all the time. Alright, here we go. Alright, so now he's gonna call us a butterfly. Well, no, he calls us a moth. And he's gonna make us become a butterfly because he's that good of an artist. Anyway, was anyone surprised that he's a baddie in Bioshock 1? No one. Alright. And then, like, 2 seconds, 3 seconds of black, and then it goes into a load screen. Alright, but this is where the run actually starts. So we're going to do some really cool movement to actually get us through and break some segments. I hear noise like it's on. Okay, good. That stayed black a bit longer than it should have. Anyway, so the first thing we're going to do is called Gate Skip. Gate Skip is where we walk out in the department store that we're getting sent to, and we're going to jump over a gate that we're supposed to have a hook shot for. There's a cutscene where a splicer with Old Man Winter comes through and freezes this big gushing pipe. So that entire area already has collision. So once we jump over it, we can just run straight through and into the elevator. And then we're going to do a death warp, which I will explain in the elevator to the death warp. And then we're going to do a big run and then clip through a wall. And those all happen in like really quick succession. I'll have time to explain each of them as we go. But just so you're aware of like what I'm doing, because I will just be like, okay, gate skip time, and then just go. Because like the downtime right now is perfect for it. So yeah, gate skip. The death warp is the reason that we have the difficulty on hard. So after we get the death warp, I'm actually going to switch the difficulty to easy. Otherwise, we will die. So yes, after the death warp, we run through a department bit, and then we clip through a wall, and then we interact with the bathysphere. Then after that bathysphere is a big combat section, and then we fight Mr. Bubbles, and that's the end of the run, basically. So it's a pretty short run. It's a lot of fun, though. You can knock out a bunch of runs in an evening, which makes it a really appealing speed game to me specifically, because I really like being able to like focus on just doing like a set of things really, really well. Yeah, that's basically all we got right now. We're about to get pulled up, and all the water will drain out. Okay, so this is gate skip time. So we're gonna hold up against this, and here we go. So our gun needs to be reloaded, which is very important. We're gonna jump up here. Okay, so for gate skip, the setup is really consistent. We jump onto this big thing here. There's gonna be a big white flash in a second, especially since I missed the thing. Okay, so we jump onto here. We don't want to go all the way in, because these things will stop us. We're going to sprint and jump off of the end of this. Onto here, and now we're on top of the gate, and we'll jump over, and bang! This water has collision, because physics. Okay, we're going to run into this elevator, and if we do it quick enough, the hitbox for the button actually extends. So I actually hit that when I was aiming at the middle of the doors. I love this game. Whoa, that's weird. Why is my frame rate dropping to, like, nothing? That was weird. I have never seen that happen before. Love marathon runs. Okay, death warp time. So I'm going to run up these steps, and I'm going to shoot the lady splicer in the head, and her two male friends are going to bash me through a door. So basically, in Bioshock Infinite, once you run out of health, you get an invincibility period where, hang on, I just need to light the shot, and whoops, I missed. Now she's dead. Okay, so basically, I need these guys to hit me down to 1 health. And once I'm at 1 health, I get an invincibility portion, which I'll use to let my shield recharge. 1 more should do it. Okay. So now I'm going to run over here. Hopefully my shield's recharged enough. And I'll jump and get hit. Jump and get hit. I don't think that worked. We'll see. Oh, it worked. Okay. I wasn't expecting it to. So we're going to swap it down to easy. So you're supposed to see, that, like, once you see the back of the door, that is your indication that the trick actually worked. So now we're going to run through here and try not to get killed by splicers. So I'm just going to line up my hook shots, sky hooks. And we're going to hook onto here. Now, there are 2 methods to clip through this door. One is the hard way, which is what we're going to try right now. We're going to jump and line ourselves up about here. And we're going to aim down sights while pushing into this wall. And if we get it right, we'll clip through the wall like that. There is another more consistent setup that is called the head hop. That was found by my buddy Waffles. It is especially useful if you're running this on console, because it is highly likely that trick is frame rate dependent, although in my testing I couldn't prove otherwise. Okay, those are the 3 big tricks of the run. Now we go through a combat section. So in the combat section, we're going to shoot a splicer, take his gun, and then we're going to loot for some guns around him, and then we're going to start closing some vents, because Sally is in here, and we're going to find her. But she's going to get really scared and run into the vents. So in order to get her out of the vents, we're going to shut all of them, and then turn the heat up in order to flush her out. Yes, that is very ethical, I agree. So basically, we're going to run around, we're going to avoid some slices, we're going to shoot some slices, and we're going to try and be as efficient as possible. And then there is a trick that requires 240 frames per second and not a frame less, which I was very happy to figure out in my testing, where we will climb over a wall, but we don't do that just yet. So this is more chatting. There's an anglerfish, and we're going to overtake him, but if we go back this way, there he is, bye-bye. Okay, so that was nice and quick. But this bathysphere will drain, and then we're going to get dragged up and around, and then there's going to be a splicer that's terrorizing Sally. She disappears into the vents, and then the combat section starts. If you have 1 donation, you can probably read it right now, but other than that, it's just going to be shooty shooty bang bang time.
Yep, sure. We have a $27.92 donation from Anonymous saying FAST. Thanks, Anonymous.
Beautiful. I want Tommy gun. Beautiful. Okay. So, Sally was in there. She's now disappeared. Elizabeth is going to go, oh no, Sally's all in the way in there. We're going to loot all of these corpses for stuff. Okay, Liz, you want to do it? Yeah, she's doing it.
This is a schematic for the venting system.
So Liz is about to suggest a very ethical plan. I want to swap this. Beautiful. I need the lockpick, which is over here. Did I already pick it up? I might have. No, it's here. Okay. Okay, so we loot everything for this. And then we get Liz to loot here. We have something called Devil's Kiss, which we can make a mine with. Like this. And what we're going to do... we didn't get very much ammo, so we're not super stoked about that. This unlocking takes as long as this dialogue takes. So if you wait for the dialogue to finish and then ask her to unlock, it'll take like 2 seconds if she'll get out the way. Liz, get out the way. Okay, we're going to throw this to these people, blow them up, shoot these people. That ammo is actually very useful. Close the vent. And we're going to get Old Man Winter from the frost splicer that was just over there. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to do Diner. Diner is notoriously difficult because we need to hit this person and then come up and around. Whoop. That didn't work. Okay, so if you slide along those diner tables just right, you can actually avoid having to kill these people. He's dead? No, he's there. Okay. Okay. you can actually avoid having to kill them in order to close the vent. You can just close it straight away. But we didn't get that, and that's okay. It's a consistent trick, but it's a very difficult to be consistent trick. I want this to be Devil's Kiss. I want this to be that. Okay. Okay. We're now after a lot of money because we're going to refill our guns with money. Okay, I want that, I want that, I want that. Okay, if you spam that, it'll do it. I don't know why I'm getting weird frame rate drops. That's so strange. Okay, we're going to go over here. We're going to throw that over to these people. So when they run at it, they'll blow up and die. And we can close this vent. Beautiful. Okay, we're running pretty low on salt, but that's okay. You might call it Eve. The first hook we want is here. Second hook is here. And we're going to crab walk around the corner and hit this vent. And hopefully... Oh, they were looking right at me. Oh, that's unfortunate. They're not supposed to be looking at me. We'll melee this because we have no ammo. Yeah, we have to do everything now. Okay, this is the worst case scenario. Because that was Elizabeth. I'm not supposed to shoot her. Okay, so we've missed both of our quick vents, which is quite unfortunate. But that's fine. Well, it's not going to end. So we're going to run down here. Liz is going to deal with this. We're going to buy ammo. Okay, that's full. Beautiful.
Now, you come out now. Sally?
There is a big salt in the boiler room that we're going to take when we turn all the heat up.
She's not coming. Now let's get the rest of these vents sealed. It's the only way.
Alright. So normally we would go through there in a regular run, but because we can hit 240 frames per second or higher, we're actually going to run over this way. And we're going to acquaint these two splices over here with our shotgun. And by doing that, we're going to then climb this wall of rubbish. So we want to get onto this fridge. Get onto this fridge. Get onto this fridge. When the frame rate is as high as this, it can be strange. I don't think this is right. But we want to phase into this fridge door and jump upwards. Oh, we got it. Okay. Crouch under here because that's where the gap in the invisible wall is. And now we've skipped right to the final fight of the game. Why are we having such performance issues? So strange. Okay, so we need to run over to these steps over here, which is how we would normally enter the area. And then Liz should...
Alright, let me go check the exhaust
There we go.
vent.
Liz should check this vent. And then once she starts talking, we can run away. Beautiful.
No sign of her.
And we're going to go to this boiler room that we ran past before and turn up the thermostat. We're going to grab the salts on the way. We'll do this. Bang. Okay.
Not going to burn her.
It's the only way to bring her to us. If you won't do it, I will. Just give me the word.
So we turn it up. We're going to stand over here so the door's open for Liz. And we're going to swap to Old Man Winter. So Old Man Winter is used in this final fight because it allows us to up our damage output drastically.
It isn't working.
I told you she's
So we're going to interact with this
We have to turn it off.
once Sally actually comes over here. And you know how I mentioned Mr. Bubbles? Well, we're about to meet him, and he's really friendly. He loves hugs.
It's me. Sally, come on. I'm gonna get you out of here. Sally! Come out here right now! Sally. No.
Here he is. So we're going to spam Old Man Winter on Mr. Bubbles and shoot him. That's the entire plan. Whoa, why? Okay, that was weird. We want the motorized Patriot as well. Okay, Liz, we want ammo, please. Whoops. That will do. Swap to this. Shoot. Whoops, I missed.
Much obliged.
Almost dead. Whoop, I'm stuck in that corner. I want to switch to my pistol. 2 more shots should kill him. 1 and 2. 3. Okay, a few more than that.
Thanks.
We'll just take that, not die. Okay, he's dead. So time is when I interact with this vent. So get ready on it, and time. Okay. So for people familiar with Bioshock Infinite's story, this is the Elizabeth of this dimension, but we're turns out we're not Booker DeWitt at all. Well, we are technically, because that's how the timeline works. But we're actually Comstock, because we tried to get Elizabeth, and unfortunately, instead of the pinky finger like Elizabeth lost, poor Sally lost her head. And then the Lutece twins send us to Rapture. And that's basically it. So we don't have to watch the rest of this, because I just explained it all. Thanks to Oz Speedruns for putting on this event. Thanks for letting me run this game in like 2 seconds notice. Yeah, that's basically it. We have Mikami Hero coming up with Ocarina of Time Reverse Dungeon Order, which is excellent. I genuinely am so keen to watch that. Yeah, that's basically it.